Hello, I'm Ben and I'm an alcoholic. So this is the foreword to the first edition. It says this is a foreword as it appeared in the first printing of the first edition in 1939. We of Alcoholics Anonymous are more than 100 men and women who have recovered from a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. So right there, we're already coming to a controversial term, recovered. You'll hear in meetings a lot, well, you've never fully recovered, blah, blah, blah. And I think what they mean by that is cured. They might have that confused with cured. And while, later on, we'll see that we're not cured of alcoholism, what we have is a daily reprieve contingent on our maintenance, the maintenance of our spiritual condition, etc. What recovered means to me is that I haven't drank, the allergy's gone, and now the obsession of the mind is lifted. So that's what that means to me. And so, with an extended period of sobriety, I can easily say that I've recovered from alcoholism, even though I know I'm not cured. So then it says to show other alcoholics precisely how we've recovered is the main purpose of this book. Now in the first edition, precisely how we have recovered is not only italicized, I don't think it actually is italicized, but it's very bold in very big letters. I mean, they are screaming about, they really want you to see this. And just a little sidebar, from my understanding, italicized letters cost a lot more back in those days to print. And so if they spent the money to have some words italicized, it means they are really placing a heavy emphasis that you see and understand this part. And so precisely how we have recovered, to pick that apart a little bit, precision versus accuracy are two different words, where accuracy is like if we put a dartboard up on the wall, accuracy means that most of the time we're going to hit the bullseye of that dartboard. But there's there might be one that's on the wall. There's some that are scattered all over the place. But more so than not, we're going to hit the bullseye. Where precision means that we may not hit the bullseye ever, but every single dart we throw at that dartboard is going to be in a very small area. That means it's they're all landing in a very close proximity to each other. That's precision, where you get the same thing or something very, very, very close every single time. And so they're showing you precisely how they recovered, not precisely what you need to do or precisely what I need to do. They're just showing you precisely how they've recovered. So they don't have, a bunch of variability in the 4th step or in, the 7th step or the 9th step. This is exactly what we all came to, a conclusion on. And it says that's the main purpose of this book. So that sums the whole thing up, So it says, for them, we hope these pages will prove so convincing that no further authentication will be necessary. We think this account of our experiences will help everyone to better understand the alcoholic. Many don't comprehend that the alcoholic is a very sick person. We'll go into a lot of detail about that. And it says, and besides, we're sure that our way of living has its advantages for all. So who do you think is included under the umbrella of for all? I mean, to me, that's a pretty broad statement. And what it means to me is that when I get sober and start living this spiritual way of life, not only is my life going to improve, but everybody around me's life is going to improve. My family members, my mom, my brother, my wife, my friends. I raise the tide in my little community. But what it also says to me is that it doesn't matter if you have a porn addiction or cocaine or gambling or swear words or whatever your thing is that you need help with and you can't seem to kick without, on your own, this can help out with that. That's what that means to me. So without breaking traditions, which is a whole nother thing for another topic, I'll say that this program can work for anything you throw at it. And then it says, when I came in here, I thought that I could, if I went to anonymous, it means that no one's going to figure out or something, but that's not the case. It says here it's important that we remain anonymous because we're too few at present to handle the overwhelming number of personal appeals which may result from this publication. Being mostly business or professional folk, we couldn't carry on our occupations in such an event. We'd like it understood that our alcoholic work is an avocation, and what that means is a hobby by today's definition. And the way I was taught, one of the following, like second or third or whatever definitions of it was a true passion in life. And so that's pretty cool. So yeah, what they're saying there is that when they published this, there's no way that they could possibly handle helping everybody through this book and stuff. And so, because they still had jobs, they still had to pay the bills and stuff, and so that's why they remained anonymous. Pretty neat. So then it says, when writing or speaking publicly about alcoholism, we urge each of our fellowship to omit his personal name, designating himself instead as a member of AA. Very earnestly also, we ask the press to observe this request, for otherwise we shall be greatly handicapped. We're not an organization in the conventional sense of the word. There are no dues or fees whatsoever. The only requirement for membership is an honest desire to stop drinking. Now, to me, that's pretty awesome as well. I mean, it doesn't matter, if you're rich or poor or educated or not, or black or purple or yellow or green, or from space or from, anywhere in the world. There's no initiation necessary. The only thing you need to be a member of AA is an honest desire to stop drinking. That's it. I mean, where else can you get something like that, It's just incredible. And it says, we're not allied with any particular faith, sect, or denomination, nor do we oppose anyone. We simply wish to be helpful to those who are afflicted. And again, I mean, that's just come one, come all, It says, we shall be interested to hear from those who are getting results from this book. Well, that's nice. But then it says, particularly from those who've commenced work with other alcoholics. So we're not even out of the foreword to the first edition yet, and we're talking about work, they're emphasizing work with others. And going through this book with me, I'm really going to hammer on that point because it's been paramount to the recovery that I have today is working with others and doing things like this. I'm not saying go start your own YouTube channel or podcast or whatever. That's not necessary, but do something. Do something for somebody, and that is just, it's the way, man. So it says we should like to be helpful in such cases. Inquiry by scientific, medical, and religious societies will be welcome. Penned Alcoholics Anonymous. In the first edition, I believe that they have an address and stuff, but you can find that in a different location in this book. And now with the internet, anything's within the reach of a couple strokes of a keyboard. So yeah, some of the preamble was kind of formed from this. The preamble, you'll hear at meetings and stuff, and you can look that up too, the AA preamble. But this one's short and sweet today. In this episode, I just want to just to emphasize some of the highlights here is that the whole book is to show precisely how we've recovered, and that's the main purpose of this book. And the second big highlight here is that our way of living has its advantages for all. So come one, come all, and if say overeaters is your thing, apply overeating to alcoholics or alcohol, and start your own group wherever you're at. I promise you, if you're having a problem that you want to apply this program to, there's somebody else that needs your help. So by all means, work this program and start your group in your spot. But otherwise, if you're applying this to AA as we're doing today, you probably got a meeting within half a mile or a couple miles of your house. I mean, they're absolutely everywhere today. Thank God. So that's it for this episode today. For the next episode, for the foreword to the second edition, there's a lot of content there, and so I'm going to bring in my good friend Jim B., and he's going to help us to better understand and unpack what's going on in the foreword to the second edition. So again, it's been a pleasure. I love you guys. God bless you. Till the next time.